I do. We've been doing this every year. This is the book. The book. You'll see what the book is momentarily.
I know what it is.
But we are going to start with a story that my mother actually gave me this year for my birthday. She found it very fitting, and it's called "What Do You Do with an Idea?" One day I had an idea. Where did it come from? Why is it here? I wondered. What do you do with an idea? At first I didn't think much of it. It seemed kind of strange and fragile. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just walked away from it. I acted like it didn't belong to me. But it followed me. I worried what others would think. What would people say about my idea? I kept it to myself, I hid it away, and didn't talk about it. I tried to act like everything was the same as it was before my idea showed up. But there was something magical about my idea. I had to admit, I felt better and happier when it was around. It wanted food. It wanted to play. Actually, it wanted a lot of attention. I know. It grew bigger, and we became friends.
It's free mint for you. I'll read it.
It's all right.
Someone important.
Other people, even though I was afraid of what it would say. I was afraid, even though I was afraid of what they would say. I was afraid that if people saw it, they would laugh at it. I was afraid they would think it was silly. And many of them did. They said it was no good. They said it was too weird. They said it was a waste of time and that it would never become anything. And at first, I believed them. I actually thought about giving up on my idea. I almost listened to them. But then I realized, what do they really know? This is my idea, I thought. No one knows it like I do, and it's okay if it's different and weird and maybe a little crazy. I decided to protect it, to care for it. I fed it good food. I worked with it. I played with it. But most of all, I gave it my attention. My idea grew and grew, and so did my love for it. I built it in a new house, one with an open roof where it could look up at the stars, a place where it could be safe to dream. I liked being with my idea. It made me feel more alive, like I could do anything. It encouraged me to think big, and then to think bigger. It shared its secrets with me. It showed me how to walk on my hands because it said, it is good to have the ability to see things differently. I couldn't imagine my life without it. Then one day, something amazing happened. My idea changed right before my eyes. It spread its wings, took flight, and burst into the sky. I don't know how to describe it, but it went from being here to being everywhere. It wasn't just a part of me anymore. It was now a part of everything. And then I realized what you do with an idea. You change the world. I'm going to try to get through this in one piece. An ode to my secret agents, 2013-2014. This is not a good sign. Dear Journal, it is the year 2034. I have just returned from a long trip traveling all over the world, visiting my 5th grade students from 2013-2014. It is hard to believe they are turning 30 this year, and they have already accomplished so much in their own individual ways. I had to search high and low for these 26 students, but I was able to locate many of them and heard stories of how all of them were doing. Some were easier to locate than others. However, I was able to find them all, even those in the most remote places. I decided to begin my adventure with 4 familiar friends I visited with last year. I started in Mansfield, where Melissa was still running Mansfield Youth Soccer, still head of MISA, and still the editor-in-chief of the local paper. She is now coaching her 2 daughters' soccer team. Melissa has also started working with the Revolution soccer team as their motivational speaker. It was her fabulous speeches that got the team out of the field playing their hearts out. She said she learned all about confidence and putting in 110% effort in elementary school. Did I also mention Melissa was voted the best helper in the town for 2014 Best of Mansfield Awards? I'm so proud of all her accomplishments. I then headed back to my old stomping grounds to Dedham to see Allison, who is still working at Fox News. Last year we learned that Allison took over as an undercover reporter. She has moved on from moldy cheese stories to human interest stories. She recently did a piece called "It's Not What You Say, But How You Say It." Rumor has it she will be nominated for a Boston Emmy Award for that story. She has recently been writing her own blog about how to be the bigger person and what true friendship really is. I'm glad to see she is still writing. Next, I hopped on a plane to Washington, D.C. to visit with Ashley, who is in her 2nd year as U.S. Secretary of State. She continues to advise the President on policies and tour the globe promoting peace on earth. Ashley told me she was about to head to Africa to see how some of her schools we built over there were doing. She wanted to make sure there was a smart board in every classroom, gym class at least 3 times a day, a snack machine in the hallways. She also mentioned the benefits of video games and hoped to install a gaming machine in the staff lounge for teacher breaks. Ashley and I FaceTimed with Thomas, who has completed his Australian study of the habitats of kangaroos. He successfully put together the first all-kangaroo ice hockey team and used his trick of... Yeah, we continued. And used his trick of dangling carrots from the top of their heads. After his huge hit on Animal Planet featuring his team, an Animal NHL League was formed. Thomas is currently running the league, which has teams of skunks, flamingos, and camels. His organizational skills have made him next in line to take over the actual NHL. Rumor has it he is hiding Lord Stanley in his closet. I will have to visit him soon to see if that is true. After my visit to D.C., I headed to Orlando, Florida. Noelle was down there for her 25th National Cheerleading Competition, but this time as the coach. Noelle took over Cheer Factor when she graduated summa cum laude from UCLA while studying molecular biology there. Noelle also became the youngest cheer squad captain ever at the university. As a sophomore, she dazzled her coaches with her energy, skills, and dedication. Therefore, they bestowed her with this huge honor. She traveled with the football team and kept up her studies. During the day, she works for a lab studying human DNA. She is determined to find a cure for cancer, and if anyone can do it, I truly believe it is Noelle. Noelle and I headed to the Magic Kingdom to see Rachel S. perform her new hit single, All Is Good in the World. Rachel has been writing and performing since her elementary years. She headed off to Nashville after high school, taking classes at a local university and performing at the Bluebird Cafe's open mic night. Rachel met Taylor Swift one night and the two became instant besties. They wrote, sang, and came up with dance numbers. Taylor asked Rachel to be her backup singer, which led to the start of Rachel's booming solo career. Taylor was going to be presenting the Kindness Award to Rachel tonight, unbeknownst to her. Noelle and I are thrilled to be here for Rachel's big night. I left Orlando and was ready for my cross-country trip to California. I was heading to Apple headquarters in Cupertino to visit Ethan. Ever since his widely loved app he created, which allowed patrons to take a selfie with a green screen, Apple has been following him, though he was unaware until spring semester of junior year at Princeton. Apple reached out to him to work for them, developing apps using the engineer design process for a summer internship. Ethan spent 2 summers at Apple before accepting a job as head of application development for the company, fresh out of college. He was the first person to ever hold such an esteemed position at such a young age. He slowly moved up the ranks, and rumor has it he is next in line to take over as president of the company. Ethan still keeps in touch with John Paul, who is busy in Africa studying the life of a crossbreed of a rhinoceros and a chimpanzee. The rhino chimp is the first of its kind in its species. After college, John Paul got a fellowship from work in animal genetics and put it to good use. He has been crossbreeding animals and hopes to start a new species here that can extinguish global warming. In the summer, he comes home to coach the Junction softball team as he says it is too scorching hot in Africa. Ethan and I FaceTime with John Paul, who informed us he is also working on a new picture book in his superhero animal series. The new book features the rhino chimp who becomes a super animal upon putting on these little socks with capes on them. From Cupertino, I headed to LA to see The Late Night starring Sam. Sam brought the late night show back to LA after Jimmy Fallon ended his reign as late night king. Sam started his comedic work way back in the 5th grade, and his wit, style, and sense of humor ended him in LA. Sam studied electrical engineering at MIT and started working for MIT right out of college. He would do stand-up at night at local places until someone at Nick's Comedy Stop discovered him. From there, he began to travel on weekends all over the country and was scouted by the Mirage Hotel in Las Vegas to be a headlining act. Sam asked MIT if he could work remotely, and thanks to Ethan at Apple, he was able to do this. After a brief stint in Vegas, NBC scooped him up, and Sam is about to begin his opening night. Meeting me this evening to watch Sam's debut is Steven, who has kept in touch with Sam all these years. Steven has been dabbling in a lot of varying activities. He has starred in Broadway's Mamma Mia as one of the lead suitors, landing the role upon graduating from NYU. He also published a children's book which helps elementary school children with time management and organizational skills, which is being used in classrooms all over the country. More recently, he has been putting his college degree to use in architecture, designing theme parks in the top 10 hottest cities, theme park hotels in the top 10 hottest cities in the world. I envy his current job, as I would love to spend time in some of those cities. Steven and I met for sushi and then headed over to the theater. On our walk over, we bumped into Kelsey Golden, who was in LA promoting her new stop-motion video featuring her twin pet puppies that are wearing the hottest new clothes from her puppies line. Golden Enterprises was founded about 10 years ago, and Kelsey has been copywriting her videos. She said she is currently working on a Super Bowl 70 ad using stop motion and the puppies in the puppy bowl. In her spare time, Kelsey is working on her clothing line that was bought by Nordstrom's and Bloomingdale's. I am not sure where this girl finds time to sleep. Kelsey happened to have some free time that morning, so she joined us for Sam's debut. After an amazing visit to California, I headed to Austin, Texas. I was scheduled to visit with Austin's newest governor, Andrew. After realizing his potential in the 5th grade, Andrew made some major life changes. He took public speaking seriously and ran for student council at QMS. After becoming class president his freshman year of high school, Andrew focused on a life of politics inspired by his uncle. Andrew entered Harvard in the fall and interned at his uncle's office in the summer. On an official government trip, he met the granddaughter of George Bush. They fell in love and got married. They settled in Texas, where Andrew quickly rose to political power thanks to the tutelage of his grandfather-in-law. Andrew decided to mediate both the Republican and Democratic parties, becoming the first Republican candidate. He has set his sights on the presidency and shared with me some of his public policy that he learned in open circle many years ago. Andrew scheduled a lunch date with Bella, who is the DA, District Attorney of Austin. Bella told me she decided to follow in her mother's footsteps and dedicated her life to the law. She had worked hard attending Yale Law School and was immediately scooped up by her old friend Andrew to work in Austin. Bella coaches her daughter's soccer team and has recently joined the Over 30 League to continue playing herself. She told me she listens to her clients and makes sure she gets all the facts, backing everything up with specific evidence. I wonder where she learned that. From Austin, I headed straight to Nashville to meet with Predators coach Charlie. Though Charlie had aspirations of coaching the Bruins, he was hired by Nashville to fix their team. Charlie managed to take the team with the most losses and turn them into a team who is currently fighting for Lord Stanley. Charlie has written several books about teamwork, putting your best foot forward, and how rushing can hinder performance. His motto resembles our secret agent motto, where effort equals achievement. Charlie continued playing hockey through his college years at BC. He took the team to the Beanpot, where they took home the trophy. From there, he was drafted to play for the Chicago Blackhawks, and Charlie, being a Bruins fan, really struggled with the decision to play for a team he has always despised. However, he chose to skate as that was his passion. Rising to the occasion with class, Charlie helped his team, and when he decided to retire and spend time with his family, Charlie got the call to head to Nashville. He took the opportunity to lead a team and has not looked back. Charlie and I met Alec and Chris for brunch. Alec and Chris were in town covering the Stanley Cup for ESPN. They took their love of sports and passion for competition and decided to become sports writers. Alec started blogging in his college days and wrote for the local paper. He said he drew his inspiration from all the sports books he read. Chris started covering the MHS sporting events when he was not playing in high school. He found himself up late at night writing stats down. During his senior year of high school, unbeknownst to Chris, his mother sent his notes and articles to UConn. Chris earned a scholarship to enter the sports writing program they created just for him. While writing for the NCAA basketball team during the Final Four, Chris noticed Alex sitting across the court from him writing as well. The two decided to join forces and created a sports TV show which they pitched to ESPN, and the rest is history. From Nashville, I flew to New York City for Fashion Week. Sydney was about to debut her new spring line, appropriately themed Secret Agency. Her dynamic themes are always kept hidden until the big night, but she couldn't resist telling me. Sydney spent a summer in Paris after joining the French Club and decided to continue her life goal of becoming a fashion designer. She got into the Parsons, the new school of design, and worked with some of the brightest in the industry. Sydney was recognized for her ability to see creative alternatives to modern wear. She's gone on several public speaking tours about following your dreams, even when you're faced with the biggest challenges. I was so excited to see her new line. Shreya was in town as well and planned on meeting me there. She was giving a lecture on the infant human heart, as she has become the premier pediatric surgeon in the country. After getting into Brown's eight-year medical program, Shreya worked tirelessly to learn the craft and save lives. Using the engineered design process, she developed a new method of surgery, which is now widely practiced. Shreya is currently writing articles for medical journals and online media. She has her own show on the R Network. Rachel C. took over Oprah's station recently and renamed it the R Network. From her early days of her YouTube station, It's So Cray Cray, Rachel has taken social media to a whole new level. Rachel has developed several stations on her network, which range from how-to projects to solving the world's problems to traveling the globe and eating right. She is the fastest growing number of subscribers. Shreya told me just the other day Rachel's YouTube station had so many hits it actually shut YouTube down. They just could not keep up with the amount of people on the server. This reminded me of the Ellen selfie at the Academy Award when Twitter shut down. Kudos to Rachel for her vast accomplishments. The next day, I ventured out for a tour of the Big Apple with Noah, who is now working for Morgan Stanley. Noah took his passion for STEM and decided to make a career out of it. The pursuit of a long-term financial goal begins with Noah, a financial advisor, who can help you reach it. Armed with deep understanding of your distinctive needs, Noah can plan and execute strategies drawing from the products and services of an internationally admired financial services firm. Noah helps you meet your objectives today, tomorrow, and generations to come. He draws top clients like Brangelina, Kimye, Bennifer, and Billery. He is hoping I will join his list of clients. I will have to talk to my dad about that. Our tour ended at the train station where I was heading back to Boston. Amira was meeting me to take me over to her award ceremony. Amira has been working at Mass General Hospital as a neurosurgeon. After completing her residency at Johns Hopkins University, she decided she belonged in Boston, though she enjoyed her time in Maryland. Amira had wanted to be a doctor since the moment I met her. She kept focused on her goals, succeeding in all her math and science courses. She was so disappointed when she got waitlisted at Harvard, but when she got her acceptance letter to Columbia, she decided to head there. Amira is currently working on a new medical device to make some of her procedures easier. It is said to be extremely innovative. She is in the process of testing out a few prototypes and revising them. I am honored to be with her as she is recognized as Time Science Woman of the Year. In her acceptance speech, she mentioned designing a marshmallow shooter and creating a solution for Dogzilla as stepping stones in her career. In the blink of an eye, I returned to Washington, D.C. to visit with Amanda. Amanda was taking a break from her busy job as Secretary of Education. After her 5th grade Making a Difference project, Amanda realized she wanted to make better schools for all. She went to the University of Vermont, where her sister was a top equestrian, and studied education. Amanda then went to Teachers College of Columbia, studying from some of the best in our field. She continued on to the classroom, training teachers on best practices. When Ashley joined forces with the U.S. President, she recommended Amanda as Secretary of Education for her vision, advocacy skills, and bravery for standing up to do the right thing. I speak to Amanda often, helping her develop public policy. She has been able to undo the need for state testing added recess for every grade K to 12, and encouraged snack choice time in the classroom. She also pushed the idea that there needs to be a purpose, passion, and play in education in order to create successful innovators to compete in the global market. Her work is impressive. She had some exciting news to share with me as Angus was in town to accept his Newbery Medal for his latest chapter book, The Pig Squealed on Me. Angus has been writing for years, and his books can be found in elementary classroom libraries all over the country. He has had his novels translated into 10 different languages and is about to begin a world book tour. His craft of developing entertaining characters and weaving suspense and elaborative details captures his readers' attention. Parents often find themselves telling kids to go to bed as their children are hiding under their blankets reading by flashlight at night. Angus also wrote a book teaching children strategies to remember capitalization and punctuation. The Cops Will Come After You is a New York Times bestseller. I am so proud that he has followed in his father's footsteps and continues his love of writing. From DC, I flew overseas to London, England. Anne-Marie was working as a defense attorney in London. After spending a semester abroad over there, Anne-Marie fell in love with the city and all it had to offer. She loved the double-decker buses and the red phone booths. She was a regular at Harrods department store and enjoyed walking on the River Thames. Her favorite thing to do was ride the London Eye when she was trying to make a tough decision about a case as she could see the whole city. It offered her perspective. Anne-Marie loves her job as she enjoys researching her client's case and seeking evidence to prove her client's innocence. She said she learned the importance of providing evidence at the Jordan Jackson. Anne-Marie and I caught up with Aiden, who was in the city for his Travel Channel show, All Around the Globe with Aiden. Aiden developed a love of travel from his early ages. By the time he was in 5th grade, he had been to San Francisco, the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, San Diego, and Florida. He loved learning about the important points of interest on his travels or fascinating facts in the books he read. Therefore, he decided to revisit these places after college and share his knowledge with the world. I suppose one could say his TV show is loosely based off a Discovery Quest, but I do not want to take all the credit for putting that seed in his head. Aiden has shown the world the truth about Alcatraz and did a week-long program on the history of the Beatles. It is amazing that the leather jacket he wore in the 5th grade is still in mint condition thanks to his mother. He was in town to film with the King and Queen as they were getting ready to watch their son graduate from college. He wanted to show the world how the Royals celebrate such a momentous occasion. My final stop, this is the final one, right? I think I got everybody. Yeah? My final stop was in a remote location, which I am unable to discuss. I signed a contract saying I would not divulge where I was in the globe. Owen was busy working on a new video game system that was rumored to be better than Nintendo and the Xbox. Owen has been working on computer systems for years, as he even worked with Ethan at Apple for a while. He got fed up with how some of the employees treated each other unkindly to succeed in the field and decided to take a small team of people who chose kindness to work on their projects. He believed his team could put a dent in the universe and aspired to follow Steve Jobs' footsteps, revolutionizing the industry and the world by creating new technological devices. Owen said he is currently working on bleep, 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 and it will be out in bleep, and I should look forward to bleep, bleep, and bleep. The rumors are running rampant about what they possibly could be. I took a vow of silence and promised him I would make it to the conference when he finally shows off his latest creation. He did tell me I could tell everyone he was recreating Apple's 1984 commercial speech. Today we celebrate the first glorious anniversary of the Information Purification Directives. We have created for the first time in all of history a garden of pure ideology, where each worker may bloom secure from the pests purveying contradictory truths. Our unification of thoughts is more powerful a weapon than any fleet or army on earth. We are one people, with one will, one resolve, one cause. Our enemies shall take themselves to death, and we will bury them with their own confusion. We shall prevail. I cannot wait for him to prevail. As for me, I am now residing in sunny Isles Beach, Florida. My days of commuting are finally over, though I still enjoy traveling. I am still keeping up with yoga and speaking at national conferences on educating young minds creatively. I am getting people ready for the 22nd century learning. You never know where you'll find me. You never know where I may pop up. You never know when I might make some changes. Email me if you have the time. All right, could you all stand up, please? Not adults, kids.
We're all getting
All right, you're gonna repeat after
Finally
me.
gonna be able to get to
Always
E3.
like Animal House. You ready?
Put our hands up.
No, you don't have to. All right, you're gonna repeat after me. When I say state your name, I actually want you to say your name. I don't want you to actually repeat, state your name. Any of you who've seen Animal House know why I practice that. So I state your name. Do hereby promise. To continue my investigations. Of learning about my world. I will honor the rights and privileges. Of being a student secret agent. And private investigator. During my future years as a student. Please sit. So you are now going to be called up one at a time. You are going to sign your name in cursive. Best you can. Your agent number and today's date, which is 6/13/14. This book has 13 years of agents ahead of you.
Wow.
It is the book. So we're going to start with right. So you're going to write under me. Sign it. Have your name right. Yes.
That look really bad.
I mean, the reason part takes Charlie. Charlie, you deserve it.
Kelsey Gold.
Charlie in the picture. He probably did it. I get half. You get refused it.
What did he say? Mayor of Houston.
Excuse me, private video game company. I ate 5 of them. You should love it. Hey guys, I have a piece of yeah, but I have scores for money. And I don't get out, it hurts. And I don't have ready to come out and sleep with it. That's This is why we did it. What? Just so we could write our names down. That's what I said. Yes, we did the cursive emoji just so we could write our names down. Yes. I already knew how to write my names. I'll probably have you guys, I'll probably have like a Owen, I probably have like 20 minutes. Andrew, can I see the picture? Ellen, everybody wants to Ellen, I'll take four. Charlie is cross-eyed. I developed mine. I developed mine. I developed mine. Your name is No, let's redevelop Minecraft. Charlie was doing it. You would like this, Charlie. Minecraft too. That's the way. Is your smile as good as you can? Charlie, actually, you can go on. Gray, in the back. Excuse me? But that's it. Oh my gosh. You're doing the socks. You're doing the socks.
Oh, you guys get to retake it tonight.
Oh, yeah. And you can go how to Only Charlie can do it. Can I call diffs? Only Charlie. I was 9 at open house. Yeah, you know, he's secondary. No, it didn't. I picked out 18 and then Sam picked out 2 and I cursed it. Clapping noises. I'm not even a
Hey, patrol leader.
I only like 5 videos. That's the part. At least I don't drink Charlie, that's actually fine. Charlie. I only get to make Disney work. Oh, we need to take a sit. I get to make a children's book. I get to make a children's book and I get to make 5 movies. He is the president.
Yeah, we put it like right in that mouth. I'll teach you not to. Okay, so then you can't get I know. No, I'm like Charlie, so make sure you freak out. I like that.
No, I signed it. I signed it when I said free.
What?
I only signed it when I said
I don't like shooting your
What? This? He's my favorite. I'm gonna like buy half the things he sells. I'm gonna buy like 5 things he sells. I'm gonna be playing games with Mike, tour reading,
Charlie Southworth, you joined your brother who signed it 8 years ago.
Oh, your brother? Oh, he's old and fat. I look kind of creepy in my picture. Old and what would you expect from me?
Steven, I'll send it to you. Hold it up. I'll send it to Mom.
Miss E3 this year. What's going on right now? Oh, dang, I didn't get going. E3's going on right now.
Where's up? Hold up your thing.
My eyes are just staring at me.
Not here, is she?
My eyes are staring at me. Exactly. But I did have good hair. I did. Charles, your brother?
He's gonna be he's a senior in high school now. He just got out. Oh my God, Alex looks so much worse than me. Oh my God, look at
We're thrilled to death that you're doing this.
It says it on everybody's.
No.
but I'm special. Just kidding. No, it doesn't say that on every. See, it doesn't say that on everyone, Charlie. Mine says Ashley. Yours says Charlie.
Mine says Steven Saint.
Mine says everybody's Charlie. What are your initials backwards? What I did. Shouldn't have done that. Please don't sing that song, it really annoys me. Oh my God, it's That song really annoys me. I don't know. Alex thought you said stop. I think it is. Ethan, I got creepy eyes. I was nervous. Oh my God. There was so much it went down. So when I was in third grade, it's a photo. I'm glad to see you. Wait, what? No on sideburns? Sideburns.
Did you put like a flop over the side? I like creepy ass. But I was wearing a tie. No, you weren't. I was. I can't see it. I got a tie. No, I don't see that little dot. He's got a dot. Ethan, let me see the whole dot. Just call that a tie. I should cut it off. I should just draw a tie. Yeah. Oh yeah, check me out.
Yeah, Sam was
I was like the best dressed boy. Even you were.
What do we say to everybody for coming? If you have guests, you're welcome to go show them what you got.